Welcome back to Guess the Religion. On last night's show, we had this particular contestant, and the results are not in yet because you can't tell by looking at someone whether they are Shia or Sunni. That's a joke there. Remember, humour. But let's have a look at this story. A single mother with 4 children was refused social housing because she wasn't, insert religion here. Chris Sweeney wonders if a secular Britain is bending over on equality for the sake of religion. So you've got a social housing organisation that are restricting who they allow to live in their housing. Maybe that's their right to do so. Maybe they have the freedom of choice and the right to refuse, just like the owner or manager of a pub would have the right to refuse entry to anybody without giving any reason. Maybe if you create a company, a housing association, and you only want people of a certain religion to live in that housing, then that's up to you, but could be seen as pandering and ghettoisation. By backing housing charities something only rule, UK court drops the ball. Aren't we all equal in Britain? Well, are we? And we don't like to single out particular religions on this channel, and that's why we can have a go at a different one every night. Last night wasn't a good advert for certain religions. Tonight might not be good for others, but are we all equally to blame? And in the comments, I've tried to keep people's anonymity. We don't like to expose people on this channel. In the comments on Facebook, on the RT article, someone said, so much for white privilege, because the woman in question who was refused to live in the housing, she's a white woman. And this person is saying, oh, so much for white privilege. Now, I'm usually quite dismissive of the whole white privilege term being thrown around, because really it's just another way of saying majority privilege. If you live in a white majority country, it is obviously going to be an advantage to be white. If you live in a black majority country, I'm sure there would be some advantages of being black. Being right-handed is an advantage in a majority right-handed society. But funny enough, maybe this comment actually exposes what white privilege is, or might help us to understand it if we don't. If you go through your whole life with the advantage of being a majority ethnic group, then it really strikes you and hurts you the first time in your life something doesn't go your way. And it must be quite shocking to be a white woman, refused a service, refused housing in this case, if you've been used to getting it your own way your whole life. So that was a little bit ironic there. So much for white privilege. Well, maybe this is the first time that she hasn't had the white privilege. But interestingly enough, the religious minority, and we're playing Guess the Religion tonight, the religious minority that has come up with this housing association that's catering seemingly only for their own kind, the members of that religious minority, in the main, in the UK, are also white, or are white-skinned, or you could say white passing. I mean, who qualifies as white has changed over the years, as you know. So is it happening? Is this particular housing association able to get away with only selecting their own kind because they also have the benefit of white skin, which in a white majority country like the United Kingdom would be an advantage. Maybe we've stumbled across something here, just maybe. So much for white privilege, and someone saying everything but white privilege in the UK. Now, on another occasion, there was a widely reported story of Muslim-only ghettos being built by London Mayor Sadiq Khan, who is also a Muslim, and someone whose website posted this with the comments turned off, interestingly enough, said, "I don't understand why this ghettoising is encouraged. How can it be good for our country, let alone our capital city? Outrage that the North London Muslim Housing Association would be able to offer housing for Muslims only. However, that story turned out to be false. How far right fake news continues to go viral. Yeah, it wasn't true. It's been completely debunked, and this chap had to retract his statement and eat his words. I'm told by JD Portis and others that such HAS in fact are signed up to accepting tenancy applications on an equal basis from all comers, in which case only the names are exclusive, which I don't think is a great idea. So maybe it's not a good idea to have a housing association called the North London Muslim Housing Association, but actually, if you look at the website, it says, "We work with all communities and diversity is our strength." So that would suggest that they are not exclusively. And Bill Fence is saying, "Oh really, I thought it was a Muslim-only housing association and a sign on the housing." Apparently not. Apparently, as it states on their website, we work with all communities and diversity is our strength. So it's not only for Muslims, but it has been set up for Muslims. Perhaps similar to the way Catholic schools are not only for Catholic children, but they have a Catholic ethos. And again, Catholics are a religious minority in the United Kingdom, but probably the majority of them are white. Is that why Catholic schools get a bit of a easier time than some of the other faith schools, where the members of those faiths would be from perceivable ethnic minorities? And a hell of a lot of Hindu and Muslim children attend Catholic schools, and that's because they are highly sought after and often the best schools in the country. If you look at the top schools in your borough or the top of the league tables in the UK, you will find a lot of Saint so-and-so, Saint such and such, many Catholic schools, and they do welcome children of other faiths. I think they have maybe a quota system, and if it's neck and neck and they need to fill one more place, there might be an advantage to being Catholic or attending Catholic church, but they definitely do accept children of other faiths. So maybe it's a good thing to have a housing association that is inspired by a certain faith, has the ethos. I don't know. But the article earlier was saying that this was a housing association that only catered for a certain religious minority. And maybe a religious minority like that needs that. Maybe very small communities need somewhere that they can live and feel protected. But are we ghettoising? And maybe because these religious communities are small in number, it doesn't bother anyone. But if a community like the Muslim community, which is 1 million plus strong in the United Kingdom, would want to do that, maybe it's understandable that you wouldn't want that sort of thing happening, ghettoisation. And this is a clip from next week's show. Guess the religion. What religion do you think these ladies are? And for a bonus point, where in the world is that? Where can you see the perfectly hexagonal rock formations? And look at them there with their beautiful hijabs, looking very modest and covering their aura. And Bill Fence in the comments has won the prize. Bill Fence, I'll have to send you a stick of rock that says Giant's Causeway all the way through it. Well done, sir. Have you been to that part of the world? It's something quite incredible. Could do a whole show on that. And the bridge across the river, the water, the sea that a giant was apparently trying to make. It's been a quick one tonight, just checking in. Just wanted to give you a few teasers, get you thinking. We'll play Guess the Religion again soon. This has been Lessons for Life. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and share. You're really helping the channel to grow. We're really going places with this, and it's your voice. So let's build it. We'll do it all again soon. Thanks for watching. We were here and we're gone. Laters.